You know, in the 90s, the issues of gardening and horticulture are coming together. One of the hot new buzzwords on the scene is urban ecology. We're here today at Cal Poly Pomona at the Center for Regenerative Studies to meet Dr. Bill Roley. Let's go meet Dr. Roley and find out what urban ecology is all about. Hello, Bill.
Hi, John.
Good to see you.
Right, glad to be here. I'm real glad that you came by the Center for Regenerative Studies.
Bill, we're here today because we want to learn what urban ecology is really all about.
Well, that's a tough one in the sense that most of us think of, if you define urbane or urban, it's more a sophisticated lifestyle or an intelligent way to live, moving from the country to the city. Do you think that's what we're living here?
Well, we talk about urban and we talk about ecology, and I think a lot of us, when we think about ecology, we think about native oak trees or native areas, and of course when we talk about urban, we're talking about the city. How do we bring the two together?
Well, basically it starts with taking our trash and our waste products and recycling it, beginning with using the resources that an urban environment creates to recycle that into useful products. We used to talk about reduce, reuse, and recycle. I added restore, so I said there was 4 R's, but I think there's even a first R, which is refuse. Refuse some of the products, reuse the materials that we have, reduce the material that we have, recycle it, and take that into a restoration. So there's basically 5 R's in a changing society. But what we need to do is design productive buildings and landscapes that feed us for the future.
Most of our viewers are gardeners. So how does this translate to gardening?
Well, that's the exciting part. I think the renaissance of the future is people that have that interactional gift with the soil and the sun. We link the cosmos with the earth in gardening, and we end up taking and stewarding seeds and plants that provide us nutrition and joy and beauty. Right here you see an area that was part of degraded soil that we've now used recycled material, tires, riprap, put herb islands in, planted perennial and edible and annual gardens, and we now have an abundance of insects, an abundance of butterflies, an abundance of spiders, all because we've developed the synergy together. So it's a particular art, you know, like in good cooking they say just add spices. Well, we've now put things that were waste apart from each other, brought them together and made some synergistic magic that's creating something that's a classroom, an outdoor classroom for our students.
So you could say that urban ecology is sort of stepping back and looking at the big picture.
It's understanding the big picture and then fine-tuning the details of the unused resources that are being called pollution at this point. We need to figure out how our water, our air, and our soil ecologies can meet together. The idea of bringing production, consumption, and waste recycling closer and closer together is the key strategy here. Composting is the beginning first line for an urban ecologist, and especially a gardener, because you never get enough of your mulch or your composted black gold to work. But then planting the urban scene with productive plants that are natives, that attract habitat for other insects and animals, planting herbs that link to our microclimate, planting the next story or a forest system in UN, mimicking a productive forest ecology, and I call that edible landscaping.
Well, this is an amazing facility that you have here. What all is going on at the Center for Regenerative Studies?
Well, let's walk around. We could start with the hillside where we started first, and then we'll go down into what we're seeing here. But let's start up on the hill first, and I'll show you how we make soil erosion and water quality to begin with.
Great, let's do that.